Alright, I have my goggles on and I'm ready to play. My name is Sloth154 and welcome back to Hindsight. This is the game where we are going through the memories of a woman who had to, our main character, a woman, Mary, who had to clean out her parents' house because her mother and or father passed away recently. Last episode, we learned that her mother was very strict when it came to hobbies and passing down cultural knowledge, which is something I'm not against. If your family has a culture that they can pass down to you, that's good. And if your parents want you to excel at everything you do, it's also good. But there has to be time for leisure, there has to be time to be a child, and all children should understand their parents just want them to live longer than they do. So, if you like this video, comment, like, and subscribe. It does help the channel. Check out the description. I'll have a link to the entire playlist for this series and other games I played. This is an Annapurna Interactive production, so I will be putting mostly their games in the description. Or just check out my channel. I have almost hundreds of other series games I put up there. So, let's go into this current memory, which is memory number 4, falling into place. So here we are at her parents' house, and last episode I went on a rant with saying that if she is inheriting this house, don't sell it, keep it. It's a house. You have no idea the financial stakes you get if you get away from if you own a house. There's a lot of work into owning a house, but owning a house is better than renting an apartment. Go with this one. Do I want to miss this first? Alright, put all this junk away. Oh, music. Found that pretty quickly. Well, shouldn't have clicked on that. Oh well. Clean all these out.
Of all my memories with Dad, listening to music on the front porch has to be my favorite. I think that's where I got my good taste in music.
Sure.
He even let me try a sip of beer when I was still a kid. "Don't tell your mother," he'd say.
Otherwise I will deny it and run away. Sorry, I just don't hear it. So, memory with Dad. Why can't I go into this memory? There we go.
You liked documenting holidays and sending pictures back home. We all dressed nicely, posed with our shoulders back. If Dad tried pulling a face, you'd hit him gently and we'd start again.
Yeah, she hit him gently with a frying pan, didn't she? It's alright, you can tell us the truth. That's a lot of food. I'm hungry. Anything I missed? Okay, back here. Now can we do this? That's camera. I think I gotta pick up everything. Doramaka! Is that what this thing is called? Can't remember.
You brought this back for me after a work trip. You said I would fill one eye in now, set a goal, and fill in the other after I completed it. At the time, it made sense to focus on college.
Oh. I cheat at chess. Don't ask me how. I just learned how to do it. More and more memories. I am liking this though.
You pushed me to get good grades because you knew I was smart. But in my mind, I never knew if I was performing up to your standards.
Well, she knew you were smart. You were performing up to her standards.
I think that almost made it worse. I wanted a reaction. I wanted your explicit approval.
What the hell? Oh, Mom. She has to take a taxi to work? Yeah, your parents worked hard for you.
I was desperate for praise. If you didn't tell me you were proud, it meant there wasn't anything to celebrate. I remember watching those big monster movies with him as a kid. I was probably too young, but Dad was really into them. I think that's where my fear of moths came from.
Really, moths? There it is. Dad was an architect?
Dad was pretty frugal. I guess it was a trait you both shared. He said he could build a playset instead of buying one. I was his helper. I think I did more damage than anything else, but I brought him lemonade, and that seemed to make up for it.
Sure you did, kid. Sure you did. One thing I haven't commented on, he actually built a playset. He built a pretty good one. One thing I haven't really commented on is that her mother in the background constantly going to work, putting in those hours. While inside, I gotta wait for her to peel it. Oh, can I do this one now? That'd be nice. Yeah, I can. We found the broken piece.
Dad always had us sit together whenever you weren't working late. It was a nice routine, something to look forward to.
There we go.
I liked it when everyone was around. We fell into our roles. You cooked, I set the table, Dad did the dishes. Sometimes you'd be away at work for days at a time. Dad and I managed. When the frozen dinners and takeout got old, I started getting more adventurous in the kitchen.
You know, Dad could have learned to cook. He's an adult. Because that looks really good. I want some flan now.
Eventually, I took over most of the kitchen duties. You didn't always have the time, and I was good at it when I wasn't making mistakes.
Looks like a really good meal. There we are.
Dad was always there to help fix them.
That's what dads do.
We had plans to go to Japan before I went to college. I hadn't been back since I was a kid. I spent an entire summer there with my cousins.
I would
We
love to go
caught
to Japan at
beetles
least
and
once.
watched fireworks.
Not the
and
Beatles.
ate watermelon on the roof. It would be a break for everyone, especially you. A second to catch your breath and enjoy the moment. To rediscover what it meant to be carefree.
But she couldn't, could she?
Everyone was excited, but I had to get accepted first.
Man, even if you didn't, it's a good consolation trip. Oh, right there.
No one in the family ever had the chance to go to college, so this was big for us.
And they could afford a house?
Things were falling into place.
Let's see that letter. Oh, she got in. I remember my senior year of high school and kids started getting their accepted letters. Oh no.
Then everything stopped.
Dad died?
And suddenly I was 7 again. It was the start of summer. Dad and I were outside at night looking for ghosts.
No, thank you.
He let me hold the flashlight in case he got scared.
He
Maybe
let
I
you with
would
the
be a
flashlight
ghost
so
hunter.
you would be the target.
And then I was 16. He drank beers on the front porch. The record player was loud enough for him to hear from out there. I sat and listened to him talk about the music. Sometimes we sat in silence and stared out at the sky.
But now Daddy's gone.
The pain in my chest hurt. How could I feel so much and so little at the same time?
Well, at least you felt something.
We didn't know what to do. We handled it in different ways. Things went back to normal. Routines started up again.
That's life, kid.
I was angry. I wondered why you looked okay.
I'm going to quote God of War. Do not take my lack of... One second. All right, I got it. It's do not mistake my silence for lack of grief. Mourn how you wish, leave me to my own. Kratos, 2018. Never, if anyone else goes through the same loss as you, never expect them to grieve the same way you do. And in all honesty, you're living in a world that does not care. Bills have to be paid no matter how upset or hurt someone is. Especially in the good old US of A.
I didn't know what to make of you. You were so stoic in the wake of his death, and it confused me. Where was the pain? Why was I going through it alone?
You weren't. I gotta go with the music, because I think that's the strongest memory that you could have that she has.
I still don't have it figured out. I'm stumbling through it, trying to understand. I know now that grief is constant and always changing.
Oh, cool! We made it to the end of this episode. What's she looking at? All right, guys, I'm gonna end this episode here. We got to see what happened to her father. He was always there. He was there for her life, even when her mother couldn't be because of work. And he passed away right around the time she entered college, which is a hard thing to go through. But her mother had to try to hold it together, and she was the child in the relationship, so she got to mourn in the way that mostly children can, which is be angry, be hurt. Because as an adult, I know that even if I lose someone who I love dearly, the world does not care. No one would. If I tried to take the proper time to grieve in a way that would leave me a bit better, I don't know how to say this, in a way that doesn't make it so that I have to grieve in the small moments I get to myself, I would lose my job. I could lose where I live. The world would not care about my grief. The people who love me would, but the world would not. So, if you like this video, comment, like, and subscribe. Tell me in the comment section what you think about this episode theme, which is time spent with a parent while one has to work constantly, and how the difference between grieving as an adult and as a child with loss. God, that's going to be a heavy subject. But if you made it this far in the video, Prime thanks you. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.